Hi friends! So, in my recent Halloween episode, I made the world-exclusive announcement of 2 indie games that I'm developing, and so far the response has been really nice. Sweet comments and far more likes on the comments and replies than usual, so thank you. I'm really happy and grateful that people are interested, and genuinely. There will be far more info on those coming over the following weeks, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. There's also been an increase in new viewers and subscribers. So for those of you who are new, welcome. Presumably you clicked on this video to hear me talk about Kirby's Air Riders, right? Well, I just want to be clear so there's no confusion. I already put out a full-length detailed episode with my unscripted thoughts about both of the Air Riders directs, which if you haven't seen, I will link in the description and pin comments. I also wrote a more tightly scripted detailed breakdown and analysis video about Air Riders that will be going live in the next few days. I previously recorded live reactions to the directs, but I wasn't going to post them as obviously the Sakurai directs are far longer and more detailed than usual directs, full of multiple trailers, etc. So I thought me reacting to them in real time wasn't as interesting as the after analysis. However, several people requested that I post them anyway, so that's what this video is. It's not really a traditional podcast episode, just a bonus for those that wanted it. If you're listening on an audio-only platform like Spotify, you may want to go to YouTube instead, so you can see what I'm reacting to. Again, because of the length of these directs, unlike how I usually cover live events, this time there is no pre-show predictions or after-show analysis. This is just the live reaction. If you're looking for my more formulated thoughts, again, I'll link the previous episode in the description, pinned comments, and there will be a properly scripted breakdown video later this week. In the meantime, don't forget you can visit our free members area to get all the latest updates about my indie games development first, including ways to get involved, be a game tester, get discount codes, etc. Plus, you have until the 14th of November, just a few days, to enter our free competition to win a load of Mario and Pokemon prizes. All that and more. Linktree/DailySwitch2. It's linktr.ee/DailySwitch2. Should say it right here. Right. Onto the reaction. Okay, I'm on Mr. Sakurai. What have you got for us? Right, so we've got a CG intro. So far, the only thing we've seen of this game is pre-rendered stuff. Looks pretty great, but nice music. I always appreciate it when game music has lyrics and orchestration. It feels like a lot of effort's gone into it. Is that the that logo? I'm still not sure about it, but was that the voice actress for Pauline? Oh, yes, making a game so hard. Yes. As a game dev myself, I concur. Oh, Mr. Sakurai, you don't have to introduce yourself to us. We know who you are. Let me take a sip 1 second. Excuse me. Just wetting my whistle there. Yeah, so, first gameplay that we've seen, or in-engine at least. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so in the first game, you could only control Kirby, basically. So obviously you can control multiple characters in this game. Naturally, would have been shocking if you couldn't. Right. So yeah. As I was saying, the only thing that we've seen for this game so far that I don't like is the logos. Is the logo and the cover art. I just think they look a bit simple, a bit plain. I know they're meant to be like super clean, but to me they don't suit the kind of cartoony look of Kirby. But I know they're meant to look like Smash Brothers or like the Smash Brothers presentation, and clearly that's what we're doing here with this presentation as well. Is similar to how the Smash Brothers directs were, which is cool. I get it, but anyway, I don't want to be negative. The gameplay itself, this looks fantastic. This looks really nice, really colourful, beautiful, great presentation, and looks technically pretty cool too. This looks like this wouldn't have been possible on the Switch one, would it? Let's be honest. Yes, why did you end up making a new Kirby Air Ride game, Mr. Sakurai? Oh yeah, I remember him telling this story actually. On his YouTube channel, what's it called? Sakurai on Game, Masahiro Sakurai on Games or something? Yeah, so they basically asked him to make a sequel, but he was busy making Smash Brothers. Yeah, Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games. It's his personal YouTube channel where he talks about game dev. If you didn't know that exists, I highly recommend you go check that out. It's fascinating. Yes, so this is a Bandai Namco and Sora game, not HAL Labs, even though HAL Labs is, was the creators of Kirby. Obviously, Sakurai was the creator of Kirby for HAL Labs. But this is a Bandai Namco game. And I think Bandai Namco and Sora did the Smash Brothers games for Wii U, 3DS, and Switch at the very least. Maybe Wii as well, I can't remember. And yeah, Sora is obviously that's not referring to basically it's like Mario Kart. Yeah, so Sora is obviously nothing to do with the ChatGPT, OpenAI, image and video generation thing. No, it's unfortunate that they have the same name. Sora is Sakurai's production company. Ooh, proper gameplay. Yeah, this looks beautiful, doesn't it? Wow. Oh, I get it. I seem to say this a lot when I'm talking about Switch 2 games, but just, all these particles, all the particle and lighting effects is just so much more than would have been possible on the Switch one. It looks fantastic. Very smooth, but again, I wouldn't expect anything else from Sakurai. He wouldn't release something unless he knew it was running properly. Pay attention. Yes, they are machines and not vehicles. Each one has a different trait. And can you now mix and match? Because it used to be that the characters were linked to their machines. But if I had to guess, I would say that you can mix and match. You can choose a character and choose your machine. Yeah, so this is the same control method as the GameCube version. It's interesting the way it plays. It's actually very much not like Mario Kart. It's interesting what he said of like he made the joke of like, well, isn't this just like Mario Kart, or it's just Mario Kart but with Kirby? I think that's going to be the problem with this game, isn't it? It's in reality, once you play it and you get into the subtleties, Kirby's Air Ride is nothing like Mario Kart, really. It's a cartoony racing game, but it's nothing like Mario Kart. It's more like a kind of cross between, I don't know, F-Zero, Wipeout, and kind of tricking games, like a snowboarding game or something like that. But the problem is that the public perception of it is going to be, so it's Mario Kart but with Kirby. And the problem with that is this is a Switch 2 exclusive, but there's not that many Switch 2 exclusives as we've covered so far on the channel. Almost none, in fact. That's why, Drag X Drive was such a big deal that they should have spent a bit more effort polishing and finishing it and turning it into a full experience, because there just aren't very many Switch 2 exclusive games. And the main one, and the one that most people will have because of the bundle, is Mario Kart, so you can't really expect people to buy another cartoony racing game right away afterwards, can you? Which is a shame, because Kirby's Air Ride is great, or Kirby Air Ride is great, and people have been wanting a sequel for so long, and this looks fantastic, and it's from Sakurai, so I know it's going to be good, and I want it to do well. I just worry that maybe it won't do well, because people will have the perception of, it's just Mario Kart. We've added a second button, unfortunately. That's interesting. That's funny. I don't know whether he means that seriously, whether he's genuinely disappointed to add a second button, or whether he was making a joke about that. But the controls for the first game were all based around one single button, which was cool, and that's obviously something that he was very proud of. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking now of Balan Wonderworld. That game was like, oh, we're only going to have one action button, and again, Yuzo Koshiro really wanted to push that element, and I think it massively hurt that game because you needed two buttons to do certain things, and certain things that you would just assume that you can do, like jump and attack. If you have a platform game where you can only jump or only attack, you can't do both at the same time, that's crazy. Now, obviously, Sakurai is not going to have that kind of problem. Sakurai is well known for balancing very, very... I'm buffering a bit here. So Sakurai is... This looks cool, doesn't it, by the way? I like the fact that each character has their own special moves, and the machines all have their own techniques as well. That's pretty cool. Not sure how I feel about different colour Kirbys. So Kirby is now a species like Yoshi. You get Yoshis in different colours, so now you get a species of Kirbys with different colours. Yeah, not sure how I feel about that, but I mean it's cool, and it's a way to pad out the roster with more characters, I suppose. But just looks a bit weird, doesn't it, seeing different colour Kirbys? Although, of course, on Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, the Kirby was white originally, and famously Miyamoto thought that Kirby should be yellow. So, I guess it's not completely out of canon. This is looking really cool so far. Yeah. Tell me the differences between the machines. Because I imagine where this is, a lot of the depth is going to come in is just how different are the different machines and the different characters. Do they just mostly look different, and they have different specs for, speed, acceleration, turning, etc., like a Mario Kart? Or with Sakurai being, the Smash Brothers guy, and also he's like a super big fan of Tekken, is it going to be more like a fighting game with actual special moves and completely different techniques and things depending on... Oh, that's cool. I like that one. That's really neat. I like how the elements separate when it speeds up. Okay, that's my favourite one so far. I like that one. What was it? The paper stuff. That looks pretty cool. Bulk stone, enormous. Engine, okay, cool. My only problem with this so far is I'm going to enjoy, obviously, I can only kind of half listen and half watch at the same time at the moment because I'm talking at the same time. I will watch this again so I can analyse it properly. My only problem so far is in typical Sakurai style, he's going into a lot of detail. He's obviously very, very proud of everything that he's done. And that's great. And me as a game dev myself, I completely understand that logic too. Because that's how I feel, and I'm in the process of just getting ready to reveal my games too. So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to Daily Substitute Podcast, because you will get the world exclusive updates on my own games. But you kind of want to, when you've spent so long making something and you've put so much love and effort and attention into every tiny little detail and every tiny little decision as you've agonized over it, you want to discuss it all in such length, don't you? And this is the longest direct that we've ever had so far, and it's only one game. But I do worry that, again, this is a hard sell for the public, isn't it? It's a hard sell for what they will perceive as another Mario Kart game. So ideally what we need is a very short, snappy, 3 to 5 minute trailer of, here's why this is not Mario Kart, here's why this is so much different than Mario Kart, and even if you own Mario Kart, here's why you'll want this as well. And I kind of feel like that's what he's doing here. And, he did the self-conscious oh, well, isn't it just like Mario Kart? Well, no, it's not. So he obviously is aware of that stereotype, but the people who are going to sit through a 45-minute presentation, let alone the people who are going to watch somebody like me reacting to a 45-minute presentation, are the hardcore who already know that they're interested in the game and already know why it's not the same. So it worries me that for this game to have mainstream success, I don't think this presentation is going to help, even though it's great. I like Susie. She's cute. I definitely have a bias for female characters and anything pink or purple, don't I? It's a bit very. I like the aesthetic. It's very sweet. Gooey is cool though. I like his kind of crazy eyes. I produced a Muppet-like film a few years back that has a character that looks just like that. Yeah, so they have different special moves and they have different stats. The question will be how much do the special moves actually change things, as to how much depth there will actually be. Right, yeah, that's interesting. I was wondering that. So any character can ride any machine, but I did wonder whether there would be certain pairings where the stats will work better together. I know I said I'm not keen on the Smash Brothers aesthetic for the logo and text and things, but the presentation of the menus and everything here does look really good. Actually, it does look really slick, really clear. But it also looks like there's a lot of options and things. And again, I would expect nothing less from Saki. Ooh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. So now any character can have copy abilities, not just Kirby. I understand from a balancing perspective, but that's not sure how I feel about that from a lore perspective. But it makes sense for balancing the game. Excuse me, I'm going to take another drink. I've got a bit of a sore throat, I can't tell. This looks neat. I always like the copy abilities in Kirby. It's just weird having a non-Kirby character having Kirby copy abilities, isn't it? Okay, that makes sense. Right. Yeah, the controls here do look really good. The controls here do look really cool. Yes, it was the right decision to move to 2-button controls. This absolutely wouldn't work with just one. Yeah, there's definitely more depth to the gameplay here and more variety than there is in the first game. Not that the first game was bad, but this is like a modernized version of the first game, really, isn't it? But expanded in all the sensible ways, in all the ways that I would have done it myself. Although, again, not sure if I would have given copy abilities to everybody. It does make sense from a gameplay perspective, absolutely it does. It's just it's weird from a lore perspective, isn't it? It's weird. Starman is kind of cute. He's kind of cute, and the reason why I say that's weird is because he's got no face. Usually, for a character, eyes and things like that. Yeah, I'm buffering again a bit. Sorry. I hope the audio recording is okay and it doesn't go out. My internet connection in here is not great. As some of you know, I'm currently renovating a house and building a studio and stuff, so it's a temporary connection. Oh, is that a sneak diss at Mario Kart? No, that's a good thing. As far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing. So yeah, he's just said that you can in the racing mode, air ride, it's limited to 6 people per race, and that's not a technical limitation. That's a balancing thing. They could have had more races, but it's more balanced and it feels better with less races, and that's very, very interesting, because one of my biggest problems with Mario Kart World, I don't hate Mario Kart World, I know I often rag on it, I don't hate it at all, I think it's good in lots of ways, but one of the things that I don't like about it is, we get some full gameplay, one of the things I don't like about it is how many races are on. God, this looks great. I don't like how many races there are per race, and not only does it make it a bit too hectic, especially when items are involved, for my taste anyway, but the main problem is it means... God, this is so cool, although my internet can barely handle everything that's going on. With Mario Kart having to have 24 characters in a race, it means that by necessity the roads have to be really wide. Yeah, like these tiny little bridges there that you have to kind of be very accurate with your driving around. That's basically not possible in Mario Kart, because Mario Kart you have to have wide roads to allow for more people. It's like the difference between if you go to Disney World in Florida, if you go to the Magic Kingdom in Disney World in Florida versus Disneyland in California or Paris or Tokyo or Hong Kong, whatever. In the smaller Disneyland parks, the roads, like Main Street for example, aren't as wide because they don't need to be, because there's not as many people there and they're smaller. But what that means is the interesting stuff on either side of the road is closer to you, so you feel more immersed. But you go to Magic Kingdom and suddenly all the cool stuff to look at is, if you're in the middle of the road, it's miles away. And that's my problem with Mario Kart World, is it makes the tracks feel really sparse and really flat and without very much going on, because all the trackside detail on either side is too far away. So it's very, very interesting that he said that. God, this looks beautiful, doesn't it? That gameplay, by the way, I thought that looked fantastic. I'm going to have to rewatch it because, as I said, my internet was buffering a bit, so I didn't get the full effect. But I could see all the waterfalls and the parted water and the jets of water that you can race on, like rails. It looks great. Ooh, this one's pretty too. Ooh, and kind of minecarts. Wow. Cyber stuff. Wow, there's a lot of variety going on here, a lot of visual variety going on with these tracks, isn't there? This looks really neat. And again, just so many particle effects and lighting effects and so much colour. Yeah. As I often say, oh, that's pretty too. Look at the nature. Ah, à cause de le temps. Fantastique. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Yep, so how many tracks was that? 4 or 5 that we've seen so far? But yeah, those looked fantastic. Actually makes like a kind of plain road track like this look uninteresting by comparison, doesn't it? But yeah. Oh, those reflections look really nice as well. Yeah, there's so many different particles and lighting things going on, and it makes such a difference. But yeah, I often say on this channel that one of my problems with modern gaming is the obsession that many modern games have with looking ultra realistic, and somehow in people's minds that means that everything has to be kind of brown and grey, and we've lost the blue skies of old. Blue skies like these. But no, this is so colourful and beautiful, and I seem to say a lot with a lot of kind of modern Switch 2 Nintendo games. It's like it almost looks like you're controlling it almost looks like you're controlling a Pixar movie or something, doesn't it? I mean, this obviously this isn't quite as perfect from a animation perspective as something like TK Bonanza, but that's because there's more characters, more stuff going on, and it has to prioritize speed and frame rates. But yeah, these environments are great. There's so much imagination, but also just so much color. and so much visual variety. This is beautiful. Yeah, this is... That's me. I don't know why, I just... that one looks particularly cool to me. Yeah, no, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Although we are... How long are we? We're like over 20 minutes in so far, and I think some people will still be thinking, yeah, but it is just a racing game, isn't it? Do I need another cartoony racing game when I've just bought Mario Kart? Which, again, it's a shame because this looks like such a quality product. I mean, I'm calling it now. I'm going to enjoy this game better than Mario Kart World. I'm going to like this game better than I like Mario Kart World. I'm almost sure that in my review of this I will say it's better than Mario Kart World, to my personal taste. But then we've also got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which looks fantastic. I haven't played it yet, but I'll be able to play it soon. I'm really looking forward to that one. So it'll be like a kind of three-way competition between them, won't it? Yeah, so City Escape is the... No, not City Escape, that's Sonic Adventure. City Trial is... in the first game, that was the kind of famous Sky. The island is bigger. Yeah, that was like the famous mode before, wasn't it? That made it different. It wasn't just a racing game because you've got this kind of open world-ish, sandbox-ish, battle-ish. You kind of race around this open world for a short period of time, trying to pick up things and upgrade your find your machine and upgrade your machine and get ready to compete, and then once the time's up, then you compete with all the other people, and yeah, it's really neat. It's quite a unique mode, so obviously it's making a comeback here. I imagine this is going to be the same thing, but just much bigger and much more elaborate, which again is exactly what I would have done when making a sequel. Excuse me, I'm just going to take another drink. I like the crashed ship, the abandoned galleon, kind of pirate ship-esque. City Trial, yes. Yeah, so these graphics, if you're looking at these, they still look nice, they still look lovely, they're running very smoothly, they look great, but there is a lot less detail going on here and a lot less of the particle effects and the lighting and the kind of most impressive stuff. And I'm guessing that's because this is an open world mode. So yeah, that's what you'd expect. And also, I think he said there's more characters on screen. There's more. It's only the races that are limited to 6. Right, yeah, so are we going to have split screen? Okay, so there we go, 16 players, yeah, so there's 16 players rather than 6, and it's an open world area rather than a fixed thing. And don't forget, in an open world area, the camera is a lot more free, so you can point it in any direction and see whatever you want, and you can never quite predict where a player is going to be looking and where the other players are going to be. Whereas, I'm talking from game dev perspective here, that if you are racing from a fixed perspective on a fixed course, then you know in which direction the camera is going to be pointing, and you know that they're not going to wildly suddenly point it in the opposite direction very quickly, which means that you can be a lot more elaborate with the graphics, because obviously the console only needs to render what's on screen at once. So by definition, open world games have to be graphically simpler than, or any game where you can control, any 3D game where you can control the camera and spin it around. By definition, they need to be graphically simpler than something where the camera is completely fixed, like from a fixed perspective, like in a racing game or in a one-on-one fighting game or something like that. Right, yeah. So it's almost a bit like, so we do have split screen, okay. I was a bit worried, like, being this is a modern game, I was like, well, will we not have split screen? Will it be only multiplayer online? Because personally, I'm not the biggest fan of playing multiplayer online. I don't do it all the time, but I love multiplayer, couch multiplayer, couch co-op, but also competitive gaming. And I love going old school and getting a pizza and getting a crate of beer or whatever, and just having some mates around and all sitting. Or, you know, as family, I mean, when my kids were young, my kids are now adult and have left home. When my kids were young, I used to love, you know, sitting around family game night all playing together, you know. This looks cool. This looks really great. So yeah, what I was saying about I'm not saying the graphics look bad. I'm not saying there isn't a lot of variety. It actually looks like this island is obviously a lot bigger than before, but than in the previous game. But also it has a lot of variety, doesn't it? Different areas and things to explore. Looks great to explore. But it's just by definition there can't be quite as much detail going on. So you know, you're mostly going to be riding on flat areas. So like whether you're on grass, whether you're on sand, whether you're hovering on water or whatever, it's mostly going to be just a flat texture without too much detail sticking up or too many particles coming out. Like the grass doesn't have individual blades and things like that, for example, and those flowers aren't sticking out, you know. But that's okay. That's okay. This is not a problem. We are prioritizing frame rate and speed and smoothness and performance over graphics, which is the most important. But don't get me wrong, the graphics don't look bad. It's just in this mode, the graphics clearly have taken a big step down from the race mode, from the air ride mode. But as I say, that's not a criticism. I'm much happier about that rather than, you know, cutting the frame rate or something. I would much rather they maintain a steady 60. And this looks great. This looks really fun from a gameplay perspective. What will be interesting to me is the different stadiums, because the stadiums kind of play like mini games, don't they, with different styles. I know they showed like one a minute ago where you were like trying to fly through different numbers and things. It's interesting that you can build just stat a bit like with your characters in Smash Brothers. I'm going to predict right now that there's going to be amiibo compatibility, and you're going to be able to change your stats on your amiibo, just like they did with Smash Brothers on the Wii U. They on the Wii U and I think the 3DS as well. I don't know. I never played the 3DS one, but I think on both of those they brought in that feature originally, didn't they? That's why amiibo existed in the first place, was thanks to Mr. Sakurai. Or it's Sakurai's fault, depending on how you're looking. I like amiibos, but they're getting more and more expensive, aren't they? Crazy. There's a lot of imagination going on here. There's obviously a lot of variety. I've got to be honest, like in the original game, I actually preferred the race mode to the city trial mode. But I know I'm vastly in the minority there. The city trial is what most people, cite when they're talking about why the game was so great. But again, I love arcade style racing games and snowboarding games and tricking games and things like this. And I lean less towards open world stuff, but this does look really, really fun. Also, though, I'm predominantly a single player gamer, and less, like I say, I specifically organise, okay, let's play multiplayer and everybody, invite some friends around or whatever, but I'm mostly a single player gamer, so... Sorry, I'm pausing here because stadiums... Yeah, these are going to be like the mini games and things. of like where you compete. Melee, defeat as many foes as you can. Yep. Naturally, that makes sense. Glider. Kind of like a long jump. Okay. It's a bit like in Crazy Taxi. Drag race. Yeah, like the crazy box in Crazy Taxi, or like the yeah. And here's the target. I was just about to say like in Monkey Ball, yeah. And then here's that mode we saw earlier with targets that you have to fly through. I'm laughing because I was literally just about to say, or like in Monkey Ball, and obviously everybody thinks about Monkey Target with Monkey Ball. Dust up Kirby. Oh, my phone alarm is going off. Go away. And this looks like the bonus mode in Sonic 3, where you're falling and trying to land on... Yeah, still, that's cool. Gourmet wrist. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. I like that. See, to me, again, it's a lot of, you know, visual interest, or just the more things on screen at once, and the more bursts of colour, the more something appeals to me. So yeah, having all those bits of food and things on the screen just make it look cool to me. But yeah, these look really neat. Hopefully we'll have more than that. That doesn't seem enough to sustain the whole game, but they look fun. But I imagine Sakurai being Sakurai, he likes to slowly drip feed information. So over the course of this direct, we will find out more modes, or we will find out more courses. Because again, we've only seen like 4 or 5 courses so far, haven't we? I imagine we'll have more announcements and more characters and everything else just announced over time. Being light and vague on the details has its charms. Yes! And you can't cover everything in 45 minutes. 45 minutes is way too short. Again, I'm laughing because it's like me. Like I say, with my own games, I'm going to have so much trouble making short to the point videos, because I just want to talk about everything in real kind of... Long-term viewers or listeners of the channel will know that I'm autistic, so I do like to really go into a lot of super detailed minutiae about things, and really nerd out and geek out on stuff. Especially when it's my own stuff, then I've created a piece of artwork or a book or a film or a game or a piece of music or whatever. You know, I'll have thought about every detail so intricately and in way more attention to the small details than most people would have bothered. And so I feel the need to obsessively explain to people why I made every decision that I did. So I'm not criticizing Sakurai. That's actually one of the reasons why I love him so much, is because from watching all of his deep dives on his YouTube channel and everything, really going into why he made all these details, why he made all the decisions that he did on his previous games, and breaking down his thought process. Also, I love his humor. He's like he's doing now. Like he does like little acting and stuff. Maybe in some of my videos talking about my own games, I can imagine that I will end up accidentally doing a Sakurai impression. Not obviously not with like a racist accent or anything. I just mean my humor is very similar to him in my kind of presenting and semi-ironic takes and making knowing looks at the camera when I say and stuff. So, but because it's going to be predominantly Nintendo people who watch my channel, I can imagine a lot of people are going to think, oh, he's trying to be like Sakurai, and no, but it's funny because when I watch Sakurai, I'm like, oh no, he's like me. That's like how I present things. And as far as I know, I've been a presenter longer than Sakurai. I was presenting TV back in the late 90s. Thank you very much. It's really neat to see him playing his own game and kind of talking and experiencing at the same time. And again, this is something that I plan to do with my own games as well when I'm showing them off. Not to make this all about me, but yeah, I want to do this of like, you know, be like a streamer streaming a game, but I'm streaming my own game and talking about the game as I'm doing it. So of course we had him playing a race through on Air Ride, and now we have him playing a game through on on City Trial. I keep wanting to say City Escape. On City Trial. You can tell I'm a big Sonic guy, okay?
そして横の方に入力をしておくと左の方ですね赤い線になって途中下車ができるというような要素もあります。レアコンテナ珍しい。
I like pretty much everything I'm seeing from this so far. I think the only thing that I'm not liking is the as I said personally, I find the fonts and therefore some of the icons and the things that you collect that are just billboards. I don't know, there's something a little bit too clean which makes them look a bit too flat and simple. But that is purely an aesthetic preference. It doesn't mean it's bad, it just means that because I love the cartoon colourful aesthetic, I'd rather the text and the power-ups that you pick up look a little bit more custom too, I don't know. But it's something that I'll instantly get used to. It's just I'm feeling that because it's the first time I'm seeing it, you know. I do really like all these effects when you're attacking or when you're being attacked and things like this. I know I said that, oh, there's less particles going on, there's less effects going on. Obviously, yeah, there's a buffering. But there's a ton of like particle effects and things that happen at certain moments, but there's just less around the course in general than there are in the races. Which, as I said, again, makes sense from a performance perspective. That'll be one interesting thing, actually, is in the split screen modes, do they manage to keep a 60 frames per second? Because in Mario Kart World, as soon as you play split screen, suddenly you're down to 30 frames a second, and that drives me mad. I freaking hate that. I understand that Mario Kart 8 had 30 frames per second, but this is the Switch 2. This is meant to be this super powerful system, and the first game that we have on it from Nintendo is playing in 30 frames per second. For me, that's inexcusable. They should have cut back the graphics or something instead, rather than suddenly have the frame rate tank. It's nowadays on a modern system that costs $500. It's unacceptable for me to have a racing game that's running at 30 frames per second. Right, so this is obviously one of the many kind of random events that will happen, which is interesting. I'm sure this specific thing doesn't happen every game. Yeah, as Sakurai just literally said, I don't think there are many other games like this. Yeah, it is very original. 降りられるけど、アイテムはその時拾えないですね。だから降ろされたりとか。I do like I like the look of this a lot. It looks fun. I hope there's a mode where you can explore this like a free roam mode where you can explore the island and look around without having to be taking part in in the mode and having a time limit and everything else, because what I'm mostly thinking when I'm looking at this is not so much that I want to play it. I'm thinking I want to run around that island and look around and see what I can find. Probably again because I love platform games. I'm a big platform game guy. That's one of the reasons why I love Kirby so much, is because his 2D platform games are in general fantastic. In general, every 2D or nearly every 2D Kirby platform game are fantastic. I love them. The spin-offs, not always. The spin-off Kirby games, some of them I love, some of them I'm not as keen on. So, but Kirby's Air Ride, the Kirby Air Ride is one of the best, and this basically looks like the same thing again, but bigger and better and more elaborate. So yeah, this is cool. But yeah, the 2D Kirby games are pretty much all great, and I really liked Forgotten Worlds as well. And even though controversy about the price, I think $80 is ridiculous. I do think that the Switch 2 version of Kirby's Forgotten Worlds is by far the best way to play it. Even without the extra content. The extra content's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's fine. Is it worth $20? No. But it's definitely so much of a more pleasant experience playing Kirby and Forgotten Land on the Switch 2 with the Switch 2 version, because the performance is just so much better. I felt like my Switch 1 was going to set on fire at various points playing that. So. Again, this is the main advantage of the Switch 2, isn't it, of having good performance, and that's why I found the Mario Kart thing so offensive, you know? Because it's like, okay, it's the reason why I'm buying a Switch 2 is because I'm fed up of Switch 1 games chugging and having performance problems, and then the very first Switch 2 game I play chugs and has performance problems. Screw you, Nintendo, this is not good. But I don't foresee any such problems with Kirby Air Riders, because Sakurai is Sakurai, and he's got such an eye for detail, he wouldn't let that happen. But as I said, that's why there's some graphical cuts to this mode in order to keep the frame rate up. But that's fine. I'm fine with that. Excuse me. Sorry, I know hopefully it's not coming across on the microphone when I drink. I am moving my face away, but as I say, it's necessary at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm fighting off a cold and a sore throat. コース開始前に予告がある場合と、いきなり全員一緒になる場合があります。予告がある場合、そのスタジアムに有利そうなマシンはみんな欲しがりますから、それも駆け引き。フィールド時、アイテムの予言の書やアナウンスでスタジアム種を教えてくれることもありますが、アナウンスはたまに偽情報を混ぜてくるからご注意。And see, I much preferred that icon that looked like a book and looked like a custom drawing, a nice drawing of a book to give you the information, of like an old spell book or something like that. It looked really cool, rather than just the here's a cross, here's an arrow, here's a tick. You know, those icons look a bit too stock to me. But as soon as you have a custom drawn icon, suddenly it looks great. So it's not the fact that they're a single polygon flat billboard, double polygon obviously because they're triangles, but you know, a flat billboard. It's not that, it's the fact that they, to me, some of the icons don't look like custom drawings, they just look stock. Like there you just had a question mark or a cross or a tick or a heart, but they're just very simple. But again, I know that's the style. Evidently, in his most recent games, Sakurai leans towards very clean interfaces and very, very clear fonts, like we're seeing here. I like the fact that he keeps showing options. He keeps showing menu options to show that you can change things. Again, not to pile on Mario Kart World, but another one of my problems with Mario Kart World is Nintendo very much dictates how you should and shouldn't play it. And there's lots of things that as I was playing it, I was thinking, oh, I wish I could change this, or I wish I could just set up this mode very slightly differently. I imagine that Sakurai's going to have thought of all the things that players might want to change and will allow it. Whereas Nintendo's like, no, you will play our games how we tell you to play them. You know, it's a different ethos, isn't it? Yeah, definitely, I like the music. This has definitely been a kind of recurring thing for me with Switch 2, of like all the Switch 2 big games have had fantastic music at the moment. Yes, it did come across that it wasn't just a humorous racing game. Yes. And I think it looks really good, and I'm really glad that he looks happy and he looks proud. He genuinely looks like he's happy with the game, and that's fantastic. And I'm happy for him, and I'm looking forward to this game, and I want to play it. I just worry that that's. I worry it's still going to be a difficult sale to your average. To your average consumer.
it's going to be difficult to explain that this isn't just Mario Kart. Or, well, you've already bought Mario Kart, why should you buy this? I hope Nintendo puts out, like, a more condensed trailer. But I absolutely don't begrudge Sakurai from... Ooh, a bit of reveal, a story reveal on the lore of it. Absolutely don't begrudge Sakurai putting this out. In fact, it's fantastic. I'm looking forward to watching this again without talking over the top so I can properly listen and take in every detail. But yeah, I'm one of the hardcore. I was going to buy it anyway. I think they need... Oh, we got a release date. Is that... Yeah, that's a drop, isn't it? We didn't know the release date before that. Nice. Fantastic. Yeah.
Hi again. You're still here watching? Wow, cool. Thanks. Well, why not leave a like if you haven't already? And how about a comment? I'd love to know what you thought about the Direct. Remember, if you want my after show analysis, that's in the other video linked in the description and pinned comment. Right. Now let's get right into the reaction to the second Kirby Air Riders Direct. Spoilers, I was a lot more hyped for this one. Take it away, Sakurai! Okay, Sakurai back at it again with the white vans. We've already had 45 minutes now, we've got another hour. Again, I said it last time, I love this song. It's nice that we're getting kind of like a cut together trailer with gameplay. Yeah, this looks really cool. It's just, again, like I said with the last, Direct, we need more quick things, like a quick cut trailer to really show things. Wait, the presentation is how long? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, so we've already had a 45-minute Direct, and now we have an hour. Wow. I believe this is the longest Direct ever. And it's only one game. We had the September Direct was pretty long, and that included all kinds of stuff, but this is the... that was for many games, whereas now this is just one. Yes, don't worry, Sakurai. I'm only joking. I'm absolutely going to eat this up. Oh yeah, Top Ride. Yes. I'd forgotten about the Top Ride mode. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like super off-road. So we're getting it back. Stop doing the teaser, stop doing the teaser. We can say, yeah, gonna put it in. Of course you are. You haven't mentioned it, you're not putting it in. Oh, this is sick. Oh man. See, I love Super Off-Road. It's one of my favourite old arcade games, and I used to play the hair out of the Master System version of that game. It's great in single player, even better in multiplayer, just fantastic. And many top-down racing games, obviously the Micro Machines series, the original ones, and V3 was awesome as well. Well, V3 on PlayStation, on Nintendo, I think it was just called Micro Machines 64, but it's basically the same game. Oh, that's so cool, it looks beautiful. Oh man, the graphics look somehow even better and even cooler from this like top-down, far-away perspective. I guess because you can see so much more happening at the same time, see all the movements. And again, like I said before, I definitely have a bias for color. I think it's like really colourful, and it's and again all these little. I love particle effects, so things like the fireworks going off and the balloons from the flowers, and oh, it all looks sick. Oh, this looks so fun. I'm calling it now. I'm going to end up playing this mode more than all the other modes. Looks great though. Looks really cool. Yeah. See, I love kind of arcade-style games that you can just pick up and play just for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just have some fun and then put it back down again. I like big, deep, in-depth games. Don't get me wrong, but
but there is something, especially in my old age now, there is something to be said for. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's something to be said for, you know, games that you can literally just pick up and play for like 10 minutes, you know. Whereas, you know, some games, I mean, I feel like with the Grand Theft Auto games, you pick them up, if you've only got 10 minutes, there's no way that you could pick up that game and play it for 10 minutes because it'll take 10 minutes to load. God, this looks so cool. There's so many different courses. Oh, they're going to show us more courses. Ooh. Again, visual variety, gameplay, look at that. Oh, this is beautiful. That is cool. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna probably end. Oh, I like the pinball. Oh, and the alternate path as well, opening up and closing. That's really cool. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, I'm calling it now. I'm probably going to end up playing this mode even more than City Trial and Air Ride. This looks so fun to me. Yeah, it feels a lot less claustrophobic now. I found this myself with my own game dev. It's just switching from, because I make like retro style games, but just switching from 4x3, like the old games that I used to make in 4x3, and then switching to modern widescreen, it opens things up, and the 4x3 feels so restrictive when you go back to it. Like the difference, but like if you're used to playing the modern 2D Sonic games like Sonic Superstars or the Origins collection or whatever, and then you go back to the Genesis Mega Drive versions, which are great, obviously, yeah, they're fantastic, but if you've just played Green Hill Zone in widescreen and then you go back to 4x3, suddenly it feels a lot more restrictive than you remember it feeling. You know? You can see so much more, and with a top-down game like this, yeah, just being able to see so much more of the course at the same time. It's fantastic what he said about the. Also, I'm noticing you've got these two different views. You can have like the fixed camera view where you can see everything, or you can have a view that follows you around. That's a really, really smart and a really neat addition. I'm not sure which I'm going to prefer, but if you can switch between it on the fly, if you can literally flick through different views like you can with, say, Virtua Racing or Daytona or something like that, that would be really sick. Yeah, it's cool that you've got different items and exclusive items to this mode as well. That's pretty fun. But yeah, it's interesting and a very good thing what he mentioned about the he was saying about the different control methods, because as I said, I personally have always been a huge fan of like top-down racing games, but I've had partners in the past who I've said, oh, let's play multiplayer of Micro Machines or whatever, and they just can't play them because something about it they can't understand or they can't get their head around. When you're controlling a character, kind of tank controls from the perspective of the character rather than from the perspective of the camera. Like, so if you press left, the character turns left, not necessarily left from your perspective from the camera. And if you press right, the character turns right, rather than whatever's right on the camera. And that might mean that if the car is upside down, then you press left and the car turns right, and you press right and the car turns left. To me, it's always made perfect sense, but there's just some people that can't get their head around it, and it's not a criticism of them. It seems to be a spatial awareness thing. Just some people don't have the ability to do it as easily as other people do. And you can use the GameCube controller, of course you can. Was there ever any doubt? That's so cool. That's so cool. It drives me mad that there's so many games that would work so well with that GameCube controller, but Nintendo don't let you use it, and they want you to only use it for GameCube games. So, but yeah, this is obviously, it's a sequel to a GameCube game. It makes total sense that Sakurai would insist that you could use it. So,
3つのモードを横断する
Yeah, I
ゲームを
love
用意
this
しま
mod.
した。
Yeah, I love the look of this mod. This just looks incredible. Okay,
ロ
back
ー
to
ドトリ
normal
ップ
racing.
と言います。
Ooh, road trip. Oh, so it's like a campaign for the racing mode, is it?
好きなライダーを選ん
A
で
story mode,
旅路
story campaign kind of.
いくつかのステージが連なり、立ちはだかるお題をクリアし
Oh,
続
so
けて
it's,
進みます。
yeah, so it's like a campaign story-ish mode, but you have
レ
to
ーンを左右に動き、好
use
きな
all
お題
three
へ
different modes
モー
along
ド
the
を
way.
また
That's
いだ
cool.
様
That's
々なお題が
interesting.
出てきて
And you can choose
戦
your
いま
path
す
as well.
3つのモードにおけるレースやバトルもありますが、
That's very neat.
スタジアム、
That's very
チャ
neat.
レンジ、イベント系など多彩
That
なお
adds
題が待っていま
a
す。
lot more single player. A reason for a single player to play the game rather than just races. That's really cool. Really neat.
休
I
憩
like
所で
it.
パワーアップしたり、ニューマシンを入手したりと。マシンは
I like
最
how
優
with
先
some
で
of the
集めること
presentation,
を
it
強く
sometimes
お勧めしま
it
す。
temporarily switches
詰まったら
to
マシンを変え
side
るこ
on
とで進めるかもしれ
while
ま
it's
せん
showing
し、
certain things. And I think if I'm right, sometimes the art goes 2D. It didn't then, but I think
途
sometimes it
中
does.
でシリーズゆかりのキャラクターを
Which
拾
is
える
neat.
のですが、その助けによって次に分岐する
Yeah,
ステ
like
ージが
here.
決まります。
That's 2D. Those characters are 2D. Not Kirby himself, but the
そして突如
the
訪
helper
れる
characters
謎
and
の
the
エンカウンタ
obstacles, the
ー。
tree and everything. Yeah. It looks really neat.
旅のきっかけはまた後ほど。
Yeah, so there's an actual story to the road trip mode as well. We're going to have some lore. Ooh. These look so cool. See that game with the where you draw the rainbows. Was it Rainbow Curse on the Wii U? That's like my least favorite of the 2D Kirby games. It looks beautiful. It looks like everything's made out of like plasticine and stuff. But the beautiful graphics are on the TV, but you have to control it by drawing on the gamepad, and the gamepad has the kind of ugly low-res 480p screen.
まず何をする
So
に
it's
しても
such a shame
ライセ
because
ン
it's
スを
one of
作
the
りま
most
す。
beautiful looking games that I've ever seen, but the beautiful graphics are on the TV, but you have to be staring at the gamepad all the time. So only those people watching you play get to see the beautiful graphics. This is neat. This is neat that you can make your own
素材は
license.
キラキラを入れたり、
Oh,
シ
you
ールを
can
自由
move
に
it.
貼れたり
Oh,
して、
this is See,
紙の
this is kind of why
組み合わせ
Sakurai
て通り名も作れます。
is like the king of designing things for Nintendo, because
これらはいつでも
why
作り
couldn't
変
they
え
have
る
had
こと
this
ができ
kind
ま
of
す。
thing in Mario Kart World? Like in Mario Kart World, like
オンラインに
yeah,
お
you
け
can
る
get the stickers to
お友達な
put
どと
on
の
your
合流場所に
your
なるの
vehicle,
が
but you can only have
家族
one
です。
sticker and you can't really
いわゆる
choose
専用部屋。
where it goes, and you can't really. It's like it feels like okay, we had an idea, but we only half-assed it.
楽しげですね。
Whereas Sakurai does the opposite. Yeah, this is
パドッ
a
ク内を
perfect
ライダー
example.
で
Look at
直
these
接歩く
lobbies.
ことができます。
Look
ライ
at
ダー
these
ごとに
lobbies.
一つ一つの歩行やジャンプを作
You're
るの
not just on
は
a blank
手間
screen
がかかったけ
waiting.
れど
You've
生かせ
got
てよかった。
you can fully explore, and they're fully designed, and everything about it is just completely.
駐機場があ
I
ったり
love
し
it.
ますけれども、ここではプレイヤーが集まり対戦のセッションを組んだり、
Maybe
簡
it's
単なや
maybe
り取りがで
it's
きます。
my
誰かがレースやセッションを立て
nature,
た
or
ら
maybe it's
そ
just
こ
my
に入ってい
tastes.
く
I don't know, but for me, like excess and over design will always be better than than
基本的
minimalism.
に
And
は L スティックと
whenever
R
I
スティッ
see
クに対応して
minimalism,
い
I
ま
don't
す。
feel like something is cool. I feel like it's just they haven't
L
made much effort. They haven't thought about it very much. Whereas
R スティック
Sakurai
で
in
その
general
中
makes
か
it
ら
very,
選ぶ
very clear as he's doing with these long presentations that he overthinks absolutely everything. And like if he has an idea of something, even the tiniest thing that would make something cooler or make something more immersive, or another option that would allow people to have fun, or you know,
端末から
He
状態が
basically
見られます
overthinks
ので
everything and
好き
thinks
なレースに参加してください。
he tries to imagine what the player will experience and think about like if a player says, oh, I wish they'd have done this, or wouldn't it be cool if they'd have done this? He tries to predict that and then add that in. And that's something that I really admire, and something that I try and do with my own games as well. Like it's difficult because with
developers often talk about feature creep, right? So when you're making something, you always get ideas along the way, but every new idea that you have takes a long time to implement, and you might bring in one new feature and it messes up the balancing, or it causes unforeseen bugs or whatever. So every new thing that you add causes problems. But at the same time, it's like, for me, if I'm thinking, oh, wouldn't it be cool if this was added, there's going to be a player out there who also thinks, oh, I wish they would have added this. It would have been cooler if they'd have added this. So I do try and strike a balance of, okay, what features do I include, or what features do I wait and include in a sequel or something down the line. But in general, if I possibly can, if I can think of a way to make something cooler, or make something more elaborate, or make something more fun, or an option that somebody might want to change or might want to tweak, I try and incorporate it, and Sakurai definitely has that ethos as well. You can tell that from all of his games, especially as soon as he didn't have the technical memory limitations that you would have with something like the Game Boy or the NES or whatever. As soon as he had more to play with, like on the Wii U and the Switch and everything else, that his games are crazy. The amount of detail and customizability. That's neat. That's neat to see where you are. Although I'm not even sure that I would want to look, because I would be so frustrated if I was late, millions. But that is cool. That is cool. So yeah, it's like a different ethos to how many of the Nintendo games work, because obviously this is a Nintendo game, but it's not really. It's like a second party using a Nintendo exclusive character. Sakurai does what I do of like overthinking and over designing everything and just ultra polishing to a ridiculous degree. Which is, for me, that's my own personal preference. As I said, that's how I make my stuff too. Not that I'm putting myself on the level of Sakurai, obviously not. I'm the kind of little games that I make are mostly, tiny teams or solo dev projects that are just, retro, pixel art, simple games. But still, I take that and I go, right, okay, but how can I add more value to this, or how can I make it more cool, or how can I make it more elaborate? Oh, is it more courses? Yes. Beautiful. But yeah, often what I'm frustrated with in modern Nintendo games is they oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Steampunky, and it's got trains. Ooh, autistic man likes trains. Big shock. But again, they had the colour in there by having the lighting and the lava and ooh, this is neat. It's futuristic. Is it in space? Is it inside a computer? Is it a virtual land? Is it AI? Ooh, there's a heart in the center. What does that mean? What does that mean, Sakurai? Tell us the lore. It didn't have a name, it was just a question mark. Yes. He's right. Iconic music from the last games. So he's bringing back the music from the last game. Which is great.
3, 2, 1, start!
And again, Switch versions of modern... Oh, so it's not just the songs, it's the choruses as well. Oh, that was a fake out. That was a fake out, Sakurai. Oh, this is neat. This is so cool. Yeah, so kind of like I said before, it's like what he's doing is he's not... It's almost like this isn't a sequel. It's like, let's make the game again, but just add stuff to it and make it bigger and better and more modern. And so it's like this game replaces the need for the old game, if you know what I mean. And that's very, I mean, from my perspective, that's very much the right thing to do. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel. He's trying to go, okay, let's take the game that we made before, but if we were to make it nowadays with the extra resources and the extra money and the extra processing power and everything else, how would we make it? How would have I improved it if I'd have had these resources before? And again, to me, that's a very smart way of doing things. He's like trying to make the ultimate, pun not intended, but he's trying to make the ultimate version of Kirby Air Ride. and I applaud that, absolutely, as long as we don't end up with the third game. But I imagine this is going to be like, he's never gonna make another Kirby Air Ride game. This is just, he's trying to make the definitive Kirby Air Ride experience, and then it'll be like, right, that's it, that's all you get. Maybe we might get DLC of extra courses or something, but I don't know. I feel like Sakurai wouldn't want to put out DLC. Maybe I'm projecting there. I don't know. I just feel like, we agree so much on aesthetics and ethics of how games should be. I imagine he's like, no, let's not plan to do DLC. If we can include it, let's include it. Right, so we have 18 courses. So there's 9 original and 9. That's a decent amount, and from what we've seen, every course is significantly different. Like every course has its completely unique visual style and its own gimmicks and gameplay and stuff as well. It does seem like obviously the new courses have a bit more variety going on from a gameplay perspective, because these are literally recreating the original ones, but it does look like they've updated them in really cool ways. Oh, those lava fire dragon things, those are really cool. Yeah. I've got to say, I'm more hyped for this game with the second direct than I was with the first. Not that the first was bad, but this is making me a lot more. Like, the first one was like, okay, well, I'm going to buy it because I want to play the game and I want to support Sakurai and I know it's going to be good, but I wasn't feeling like I need to play this now. Whereas I'm watching this now, I'm excited of like, yeah, I want to play this like yesterday. Why can't we release it now? Very, very cool. More items for City Trial, interesting. Like I said before, yeah, Sakurai does these kind of... He likes to slowly drop information, doesn't he? Like he did with the Smash Directs and things, so... He's never going to be like, right, here's all the items, here's all the machines, here's all the characters, here's all the courses. Like, no, we're going to slowly announce them to you. These all look fun. There's a lot more variety in the items than there is in Mario Kart, isn't there? Like they and not just in Salty Mario Kart, but just in your typical kind of kart racing game. Like in a lot of these items actually, change up the gameplay quite significantly, and some of the differences with the machines are very, very different. They aren't just different specs of speed and stuff. Destroys terrain. Wow. That's interesting. Although I didn't... Yeah, show us more of that. Because it's not changing the terrain Bonanza style, but is it just getting rid of the items on the terrain, like trees and things? But still, it's cool. Rare boxes, they're very pretty. What do they do? Multiplex, okay, that makes sense. Yes, a familiar face, hello. Oh, that's kind of cool. That like a... It feels... Again, Sakurai with his influences of fighting games. Yeah, it feels a bit like... The special moves and the controls and stuff, it's... Yes. So you collect all 3 parts to have the special... what are they called? The special... Legendary. The legendary machines, yeah. Super cool. I like the dragon. I'm Welsh, of course I would like a dragon. But yeah, I like that colours as well, and that's very, very neat. Hydra. Whoa. That's neat.
専門分野なら負けなし。
Yeah, that's sick.
16人もいると伝説マシンパーツをひとところに集めるのは至難の技です。
Yeah.
だけど一度固まったパーツはそのままくっつく特徴もあります。
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So if somebody's collected like 2 parts, but then you attack them, then you can get 2 parts. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
そして次に説明するチーム戦を使うとより集まりやすくなります。
Team battles. Right. So your 16 players aren't just
最大16人参加でき
1
ます。
versus
その人数
15.
を大きく2つに割ってチーム戦が
Or
遊
maybe
べるよう
sometimes
に
it
な
is,
り
but
ま
you
した。
can choose to split into teams
8
as
対
well. if
8
you
の
want.
バトルです。
Still looks weird seeing a
勝て
yellow
る確
Kirby.
率は2分の1。
I'm
伝
gonna have
説
to
の
get
マ
used
シ
to
ンパー
that.
ツはチーム間で共
As I
有さ
said
れるので
in
合
the
体しやすく
in
な
the
ります
reaction
ね。
to the first one, it was
最後に拾ったチームメンバーが
Miyamoto
登
originally
場し
wanted
ます。
Kirby to be yellow or thought Kirby was
チーム
yellow.
戦の場合、
But it
最後の
seems
スタジア
weird
ムは
seeing a yellow
必
Kirby.
ず統一されます。スタジアムは8人までの入場ですから、10人以上で戦う場合、2つのスタジアムに分かれて総合得点で決着をつけ
Okay,
ま
so the
す。
stadium kind of minigame battle things at the end can only have up to 8 people.
そ
So
れ
if
ぞ
you
れ
have
のメ
more
ンバ
than
ー
8,
が
then
普
it
通に4
becomes
つのスタ
split.
ジアムか
Okay,
ら選ぶように
interesting.
すると、
I
チ
hope
ー
we
ム
see
メン
more
バーだけが
stadiums.
全員同じ
So I
競
found
技に入る
the
の
the
の
stadium
ができるので、
selection.
ここ
It
は
was
公平
fine, but it was slightly underwhelming in the last one. So it would be nice if we
チーム
could
戦
have
とは関係
more
ないの
variety
で
of
すが、
stadiums, which I
スカイア
imagine
には空中
Sakurai
庭園
being
とは別に
Sakurai.
浮島が遠
Oh,
くに
that's cool.
介在することがあります。
That's cool. So the island has the floating
人
island
マ
has
シ
a
ン
floating
や飛
island.
行に有利な能力を使えば、なんとか届くかもしれません
Yeah,
ね。
it would be
一つの
in
チャレンジ要素
in
です。
Sakurai's presentation style is he likes to show off things slowly and slowly drop lore. So I hope that one of the things that we will get dropped is more of the stadiums and minigames with a bit more variety, because that was one of the things that I thought in the last presentation we could have done with more variety. I do like the dragon volcanoes. I said before in my reaction that to the previous direct that the graphics were notably better in the race mode than in the city trial, and that was probably because of performance issues with being more open world and having more players. But I noticed there that the graphics suddenly look a lot more impressive whenever you're in a more restricted area where the camera won't see as far ahead and where there will be presumably less players at once. So that's neat, and it shows exactly what I said before of Sakurai being very good at balancing, understanding exactly the capabilities of the machine and balancing the
性能の差はな
performance.
し。放射時も仲良し。近接攻撃すると相手のコピー能力を奪うことができます。いただき。
I wonder whether in this presentation we're going to have all of the characters announced, or that there will still be more later in kind of Smash Brothers style reveals. I imagine it'll be all of them in this one by the time we get to the
さ
end.
らにライダーがいます。これで新紹介のライダーは最後。
Oh, these will be the last ones we'll show you. Okay, right, okay. So just as I said. Rocky the Rock. Rick the hamster from Dreamland 2. Oh, he's so cute. He's so fluffy. I love him. Oh, I love Scarfy too. But Rick. Okay, Game of the Year. I'm a real sucker for hamsters. I love hamsters. You do handy hamsters. Oh, that's hype. That's so cool. And then, yeah, obviously we're getting Waddle Dee. Why is Waddle Dee being announced last? Literally last. That's
マ
weird.
シンの中でも特に変わり種を説明しておきま
A
す。
peculiar
その名も
machine. It's the
変身スター。
Oh, sick. That looks
空が
cool.
できるスター型と走行有利なバイク
Oh
型。
man, that's cool.
それを合わせてみたら変身。
Oh, it transforms and it looks like a
つまり、
cool ass
いわゆるレバガチャ
transformer
でスタ
slash
ー型
GoBot
とバイク
slash
型を
mech.
切り替えられます。
Oh, that's...
何よりかっこよし。
Usually I'm not the biggest fan of green, but
より
it,
高度
it,
なコー
it
ス攻略が楽しめますね。
Pink Kirby against the green shiny robot-y machine mecha
Hokano
thing.
machine mo
It looks
shoukaishi
cool.
masu.
That's a cool combination. Yeah, sorry, you're not going to have a machine that looks cooler than that. That transforming machine, I need that. I need that. That's cool. You've peaked with the hamster. Oh, I do like the pink one. I do like the pink one. But yeah, no, with the you've got Rick the hamster, and you've got a transforming vehicle a la Sonic All Stars Racing transformed with a kind of 1980s anime mecha style. Yep, you've won me over. You've absolutely won me over. But you've also peaked. You can't get better than that. Can't get better than a hamster on a mech. Like I said, I'm getting a lot more hype with this second trailer than the first, or second direct. Excuse me.
まあキノコとか謎の生き物とかいますし、マシン主体のゲームであ
Yeah,
れ
you
これ
can't have
叫ばれ
voice
るのも
acting
うる
for
さ
a
いですね
mushroom, Sakurai.
ただマシンの断末魔がなんとなく鳴き声っぽかったりします。マシンにキャラ立ちありますし。
Okay, interesting.
そして今
Kinda
回
weird,
の声の
but
主役
cool.
は場内に流れる
And we have
アナウンスです
announcers, like an arcade racing game. Like,
Launch.
yeah, like
Start.
Sega Rally or Daytona or Ridge Racer or... That's neat.
といった感
That's
じ
cool.
です。
Or, obviously, like a fighting game as
各
well.
言語でアナウ
Oh,
ンスの
wow.
声が選
How
べ
many
ま
is
す。
that?
男性声と女性声がありますのでお好みで選んでくだ
That's
さい。
16?
なお日本版の男性声優は
Jeez.
銀河番長さん、
Kirby. Warp Star.
女性声優は大本真紀子さん。
So you've got a ton of languages, and for each language you've also got the choice between a male or a female version. That is so
そして
cool.
コピー能力。
No Welsh. No
コピー
Welsh,
能
I
力
did
のお
notice
土産
that.
は
But,
カービ
but
ー
we
自
have
身が喋
French.
ると変なので今までなかったので
And
す
we
が
have Dutch as well. I noticed. Buttons and Box's friend of the channel made a video and she said that they often don't have Dutch in games, so she will be happy. That's neat. That's really neat. Often with Japanese games, if we have the option, I switch to the Japanese voice acting. But also, I'm getting more and more into playing games in French, now that I live in France and I'm relatively proficient in French. So that's neat as well. I like that. Yeah, so obviously we have time attack and free run mode. Of course we do. But nowadays that, you know, things that you would think, oh well, yeah, naturally, of course we have that. That's not the case, is it? Because we've had multiple Nintendo games released recently where obvious features that you would think would have to be included because they've been included with every single freaking game in that genre since the 1980s, for some reason suddenly don't have them. Drag X Drive, I'm looking at you. But yeah, obviously this is a Sakurai game, so obviously it's going to include the things that people would expect. And you can race against your own ghosts. That's cool. That's cool. Again, I would have expected that, but yeah, cool. That's something that I will actually do. I love arcade racing games. Like even I said, like when the Switch 2 launched, I said one of my favourite games on launch was actually just the Ridge Racer Hamster Arcade. Which some people will be like, why? That's like a really simple racing game with basically only one course and graphics from the 90s. And I'm like, yeah, but I just love a well-designed course and then playing a time trial and just racing against myself and trying to beat my own time. I do that a lot in arcade-style racing games. So yeah, that's neat, and it's always welcome to have a ghost of your best time that you can race against and things. It's really cool. Please add a free run to City Trial as well. Oh, City Trial has a free run. Thank you. It's literally one of the things in the last direct that I was like, oh, I really hope there's a free roaming mode for City Trial, so we can. Oh, that's cool. Like fast lane. I bet you nobody watching or listening to my reaction here knows what fast lane is. I'm talking about the old TV show with Bill Bellamy and Tiffany Thiessen and Peter
また
Fasinelli.
ブライトワープスターというドライ
One of
ブ
my
専用の
favourite
マシン
TV
があり
shows
ま
of all
す。
time, and they only made one series of it, and nobody's heard of it. And they butchered the
これ
DVD
は
release because they
高
took
精
out
度
all
を
the
極端に
all
高
the
めたワー
licensed
プスター
music.
空を飛んでるだけで気持ちいい。
But you can find rips of the original show through
スペシャルボタンで
sailing
出
the
すことが
seven
でき、
seas.
空に奇跡を描きます。
Not that I would ever
一人じゃ見られない。
endorse such a thing. Oh, you can do
一応
skywriting,
ポーズメニューから
and then look at the
撮影モードなんていう
skywriting
の
with
もあり
photo
ます。
mode. Oh, that makes sense. That's so cool. Again, that goes back to what I was saying about Sakurai. He's like, you know, he has that ethos of
ドライブ
if
モードを
something occurs to
楽しん
him
で
as
くだ
being
さい。
cool and that somebody might want to
そ
do
の
it, he's like,
ドライ
okay,
ブ
yeah,
モー
why
ド
don't
で
we
はイベン
include
トが
that?
発生しませんが、ここでいくつ
Just
か
like
シティトライアルのイ
kitchen
ベン
sink
トを
style
ご
game
紹介してお
design.
きます。
Personally, I really appreciate that. I know some people will feel that it's, you know, excessive or it's too much or it's unfocused. No, to me, it's awesome. It's awesome. Love it. And photo modes I don't tend to include in general, but that as soon as I saw that you could do like kind of skywriting or designs with the with the trails, the first thing I thought was, oh well, if you can switch the camera around to see them, it would be cool to take a picture. So even someone like me that doesn't tend to use photo modes, I thought, oh, a photo mode would be cool with that. But we've got rings! We've got rings! Superman 64, yay, game of the year. Those falling things were just like in the last in the gameplay of the last direct. Legendary machines just randomly up. Yeah, it's cool that you have these random events obviously that happen. Ooh, now that's neat. That's neat. That suddenly becomes a more substantive random drop, doesn't it? Wow. Okay. Yes, show us more stadiums, please, and give a bit more variety than there was in the last one. What have we got? Oh, and you can play the stadium separately. Excellent. Yes, please.
パワーアップ段階は固定。おおむねエアライドと同じになります。それとは別にシティトライアルではスタジアムスイッチによって苦手なスタジアムを切ることもできます。
Oh, that's cool. So if there's some that you don't like, you can exclude them, or if there's some that you love, you can force them. Wow, okay, cool. Again, thank you, Sakurai. Options is always a good thing. I don't want to keep crapping on Mario Kart World, but this just looks so much better than Mario Kart World. Jeez. Not necessarily graphically better, but it just from a design and gameplay and just being complete. I still feel like Mario Kart World is a game that was only 75% finished, but for some reason they decided to release it how it was. I don't understand. Although, to be fair to Mario Kart World, the recent update improved it a lot. It fixed a lot of the problems that I had with the online modes, especially. But still, it's I don't know, it's not where it needs to be yet. It might be in the future if they keep updating it, keep changing it, keep adding patches and the DLC and things. Yeah, it could be. I'm not saying it's bad, but but it could be better. Whereas this looks 100% finished. This looks like Sakurai has literally gone, right, what do I want to add? And then added everything you could think of. I suppose my only but my only kind of thing would be there's only, in inverted commas, only 18 courses. It looks a perfectly reasonable amount of courses, and each course looks really big and really varied, really different to each other. But I imagine like that's the only thing that he would have probably wanted to add if he had more budget or more time. But as far as making the best of the resources that he has, yeah, this looks about as feature complete as it could possibly be. Yeah, so yeah, we had a boss in Air Ride, so are we going to have more bosses now? We're going to have just one more boss, or are we going to have lots of bosses? Another cool looking machine that can transform. Oh, anything with transforming is going to win me over. Oh, he looks so cool. I like him. Oh, sick! And he looks like the Pixar car. That is so cool. Looks like RC from Toy Story. Oh, dude, that is cool.
ボスバトルは参加者全員でボスを倒す遊びになります。
That is cool.
勝利に向かってみんなで頑張れ。
So yeah, random reference, but it reminds me of what was it? Clockwork Knight,
ボス戦
which
にお
was
いて
one.
は
It's
相
not
手
a
を
brilliant
ロッ
game,
ク
but
し
it's
て
one of the
壁を
launch
抜けること
titles
が
for
で
the
きま
Sega
す。
Saturn, and yeah, it's fine. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot, but it's not like an all-time classic or anything. But one of the reasons why I liked it was one of the bosses in it was a literal transformer, and it would transform
そして
between
ロックオン時の操作を
plane mode,
上ライトと
airplane
同
mode,
じ形式で
and
移
the
動
robot
から
mode
選
while
ぶ
it
こ
was
とがで
attacking
き
you.
ま
And
す。
I remember at the time just thinking that was the coolest thing
ポ
I'd
ーズ
ever
メニュ
seen.
ーからも変え
Seeing
ら
that
れます
in
のでお好み
because
で。
bear in mind that was on the Sega Saturn, which was like
ボス
one
の
of
位
the
置
very
は
first
ロッ
consoles
クオ
to
ンしてい
have
た方が
proper
分かりやすいですが、
proper
周囲の相手を
polygonal
拾うときには
3D. So
一時
it
ロ
was
ック
a
オン
real
を解除
novelty
した
to
方
see
が
that at the
拾いやすい
time,
です。
and to see that kind of
慣れてしまえば全てオフでも
elaborate
私はそうしてますね。
model and then transformation, the animation stuff within a platform game. That was just
覚えておいてください。
yeah, this looks fun. And again, he's explaining here all the different ways that you can control the camera and the lock-ons. And again, it's so cool because it's like I know how I will want to control it, but I also know that other people will want to control it in different ways because we all have different preferences or what feels natural to us, don't we? Checklist is back. So yeah, the checklist is like the yeah, like kind of objectives or oh, what do you call them? You can tell I'm not really an Xbox or a PlayStation person who plays online, you know, achievements and things like
マ
that.
スがめくれるとその隣接するお題の内容がわかるので、
And that's cool, so you can,
そのクリアを目指すと
when you get your achievements, you're opening up a puzzle
もちろん
piece to try and make
ご褒美もあります。
pieces of art. That's really
どんどん
cool.
切っていきましょう。
And it looks like you've got a kind of minesweepery styleness of once you unlock the one, you can see what's
シティトライアル、
next to it,
ロードトリップ、
and maybe it'll give you a hint as to how to unlock it, like
5つのシ
objectives
ー
or
トがあり
something.
ます。
Looks really
裏
cool.
に絵がある
I like the fact it's split by tabs.
オンラインのシートは遊びたくない人は遊ばなくても良いと思います。マシンやライダーは
As I was watching it, like the
オンライン
one
でし
thing
か
that I
得られない
was
ようなも
thinking
のはありませんの
was,
でご安心を。
oh, it's a shame that there's an online one because I'm probably not going to want to do the online.
開いていないマスをつい
And
て
it's just saying that, yeah,
直
it's,
接お題にチャレンジできるようにもなりました。
there's nothing important locked behind it, so don't worry. You're not going to miss. If you don't want to play online, you're not going to miss out on
ゲームに目的
unlocking
が
any
欲しくな
content.
った時
That's,
クリアチェッカーを使ってみてください。
it's like I said, it's like he's thought of everything. Because literally, like almost like the
自由に
second
ルールをいじって
that a
有利に
problem
しても
occurs to
構い
me,
ません。
or oh, it would be cool
どう
if,
に挑むのも良いですが、
and then he preempts that and he's like, yeah, I've already thought of that.
それも
I've already done that. I've
遊
already
びとの工夫
included that. I admire that so much, but it also means this presentation is laid out really well. He obviously knows what people are going to be thinking. This is very neat. This is very, very neat. I like Rocky. Something about Rocky. Oh, obviously Rick is the king. Look at him running around on his feet, riding around at the speed of sound. Oh, I'm buffering a bit.
なお同じライダーを複数入手できることがありますが、これは2人目以降でカラーバリエーションを増やしてくれ
Yeah,
ます。
so you can get different color options for
そ
each
して
character.
マシンも
Or just some
複数
characters?
手に入ります。
Ooh, you can
同じ
customize
マ
the
シンが
machines as
どう
well.
するのかというと、
Oh, please be as elaborate as they're customizing your
デコレーションできるんですね。
sick. It's the
デコレーショ
customizing
ン
your
は名付けて
license
俺マシン。
because that was really neat. My machine.
こんな感じで楽しめます。
Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god, look at that. Look. Oh, with the retro pixel characters on it. It's so cool. But you can add plushies. Oh man, this is cool. Oh, it's so cool. You can actually add like accessories, so it's not just changing the colors and adding stickers and things. You can actually add, oh wow, like the windmill. You can add like things like tails and oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, mate, this is sick.
デコレーションしたマシンは俺マシンと言い
It's
ま
not
す。
just the different colors, it's like you can completely customize these, like adding spoilers and all kinds of stuff. Tails.
アクセサリー、エフェ
Yes.
クト
See,
といった要素で
I'm really
いろん
sorry
な飾り付けが
if
で
you're
き
listening
ま
to
す。
this and you love Mario Kart World. I don't mean to keep crapping on it, but
柄もデ
this
カールも
is
大
why
きさ
I
や
was
角度を
so
組み替えつつ設定するこ
underwhelmed
とができます。
with like the unlockable stickers and things for Mario Kart. It's because this is what it should have
個性あふれるこれ
been.
マシンを作ってくだ
It
さ
should
い。
have been like this. So you can completely customize like how you want. In a
そ
modern
して
game
少し変わった要素ですが、
you
オ
have
ンラインに
almost
俺マシン
unlimited
市場
hardware
というものがあり
resources
ます。
for, 2D texturing and things. This is what it should be.
これは誰かがデザインしたマシン
In
を
a
マシン
AAA
ごと
3D
変える
game,
もの。
obviously, I'm not expecting every low budget indie
これは
2D
相場
whatever
があっ
title
て
to do it, but
売れれば売れるほど値上がりしていきます。
ooh, you can buy them and sell them using an
誰
in-game
かがデザイン
currency.
したということは出品もできるということになりますね。オンラインの市場に出すことができます。
Placing my bet right now, the in-game currency is just you earn it through playing and there's no microtransactions.
反面
I cannot
売れても
imagine for a
お金が儲かる
second
わけ
that
ではありませ
Sakurai
ん
would
が、
allow
値段の変動は面
his
白い
game
です
to
ね。
have actual in-game
マシ
currency
ンを
that you
飾り
buy.
付けられるのだからライダーも飾りたい、おしゃれしたい。
Ooh,
そん
headwear.
な願いに
I
お
want
応
to
え
give my
して
characters
ライ
cat
ダー
ears
の
or
帽子も
bunny
用意し
ears.
ました。
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Very stylish gentleman's hat. Oh, I like the ribbons. Oh. What? So we've got accessories too, like sunglasses and ribbons. Bullhorns. Please give us cat ears and bunny ears. Very stylish. Flowery pin. Top knot. Nice. Okay. What'll do with the top knot? Nice.
これまた同じ帽子が多くのライダーに適用できるという力技。なんとも強引なところもありますが、それも味ということで。なお、コピー能力の帽子をかぶると、そちらが
Does
優
it
先
get
され
better
ます。
than a hamster with
コピ
bunny
ー
ears?
能
I
力は
don't
すぐに
think
なくな
so.
っちゃいますしね。
Yeah,
ところで
obviously when
こ
you're
れ
in
は
there.
ゲーム中の
copy
要素ですが、
abilities you get different
スペシャル
obviously,
ボタン
yeah,
を
that
連
makes
打
sense.
するとコピー能力をすぐに捨てられます。覚えておくと良いでしょう。ところで、俺マシンのデコレーションや帽子
This
は
game
ど
looks
うやって
so
ゲットする
well
のでしょう。
designed and well thought out.
いわゆるお金になるのが
Like I
マイ
said,
ル
it's like, yes, tell us about the currency. It's called miles. Okay, so you get it by racing. It's not, you don't buy it. You get it by racing. Good. But you can also get more by selling in inverted commas
放置
your
プレイは聞きませんけど、
your auctioned design that you've
これ
made if you
は
want.
マイルショップで
That's
使え
cool.
ます。
That's cool. That's very cool.
マシンやそのデコレーションパー
And you
ツ、
can buy parts for your license
帽子
card and
ライセンスカードのデコレーション、
optimize it.
サウンドなど
I,
など
I really love that
いろんなも
license
のが売っ
card
てい
thing.
ますが、
Oh, and you can buy more music
マシン
too.
の
Okay,
性
that
能
makes
を上げ
sense.
るようなものは売っていませんのでご安心。
Oh, you have sprites, including
そして
Kirby's
もう一つ、
Adventure and
マイル
including
では
Game Boy
買えない
sprites, which are in
収集
black and
要素
white as
があ
well.
りま
That is
す。
neat. That's very neat.
グミです。
Gummies. What are gummies? What are the
マシンの
gummies?
形
What
の
do
グミ
they
がありま
do?
すね。
They look very tasty.
全種類のマシンがあります。
What are they
これ
for?
はオンラインでは対戦して誰かに勝つと、つまり順位が上回るとライバルが乗っていたマシンのグミを一つずつもらえます。
Okay.
ゴールすると
I understand
下
how
位
you
の人から
unlock
グミ
them.
が
What
飛
do
び
they
出します
do?
ね。
They look very tasty.
オンラインしない人のために一人用でも少しずつもらえることになっています。
You're gonna get them pretty quickly. You're gonna get a lot of them. If you get one for every character that you beat in a race, you're gonna get a lot of them.
カービィっぽいカーソルがありまして、グミを発射したり、
Mouse mode ahead.
吸い寄せたり、ソードで掘ったり、
Okay, so you can
プラスボタンを押す
play with them in
と
kind of
グミを眺めることも
physically
できます。
they look cool.
普段意識していなくて良い様子ですが、おグミ持ちを目指して
That's
くだ
why
さ
I
い。
become a gummy millionaire. Gummy millionaire. Gum millionaire. I'm not sure I get why this is a thing, but it's kind of cool. Sure. It looks like a fun thing to mess around with. Kind of like a fidget toy physics thing to play around with. And collecting them looks fun, trying to get every design and every color and stuff. Maybe I've misunderstood if there's a deeper... Again, this garage really looks like the garage in Fastlane. Maybe Sakurai is a secret Fastlane fan as well. Me and him are the only two fans in the world. Looks really cool. Like the lobbies as well. I love the fact that you can... Ooh, that's nice. A pretty pink and purple lobby. That's really cool. Or garage. Okay. That's really cool that he's brought on the composer from the original. Sakurai is nothing if not loyal. This is awesome. Cool. I recently watched attended and filmed and went to a concert, the 25-year anniversary concert of the first first single from unofficial channel mascot Alizé, French singer. But yeah, she did a 25-year performance where she went back to the l'Olympia stadium in Paris, and where she had previously had an iconic performance to the point that it was released on DVD and everything else 25 years ago, or many years ago. And she came back and performed again for the 25th anniversary, but she said she would only do it if all the musicians, the guitar player, all the session the drummer, etc., were the same musicians who had performed in the original performance all those years ago. So I appreciate loyalty such as that. Because like with, people weren't coming to see the musicians, they were coming to see Alizé. Just like in here, most people don't care about who is composing the music. Most people are coming here for Sakurai, but the fact that Sakurai, just like Alizé, was like, no, I'm going to bring back the same musicians who were with me the first time, and I'm going to bring them back. And funnily enough, around about the same time as well. This was like 20 years ago. So yeah. Okay, that's cool that you've got the little cute toy icon there. That's really sweet. And I imagine you can probably get other toys that you can unlock other toys to replace them with as well. Yeah, I said before that I wasn't keen on the fonts being so simple, but the actual level really cool. I like the way this is all designed and put together. It's all very clear. It all makes sense. It's aesthetically pleasing with the colors. I like it. And as I said before, I love how many options and customizability and stuff that we have. So everything, I really appreciate that. I hope we have decent accessibility options as well. I imagine we will, because it's Sakurai and he thinks of everything. But a lot of you will know I often mention accessibility and things. Yeah. Options. Good. Yeah. I do understand this because for me, if the axis is inverted for like flight controls and things, it completely throws me off. So I know I was saying before of like, some people can't do top-down controls or whatever, and it doesn't bother me. Yeah, but inverted axis or not inverted axis, it really does bother me. So it can be completely game-breaking if you don't have the option to switch. See, this is where Sakurai is so nice and thinks of things so well that he's like literally in the middle of explaining that you can remap controls and everything, and then instantly thinks, well, some people are going to find that overwhelming, or some people are going to worry that it looks complicated. So instantly he said, and don't worry if you think this looks complicated, you don't have to do it, it's all optional. He's so thoughtful and kind and in how he structures these things. I admire that. Oh wow, okay.
画角を変えられたりとか
Okay, I said I wanted him to include accessibility options, but
カメラの設
this
定と
oh,
併
I
用し
would I would
青
not
物
have
を探して
expected
みてく
this
ださい
level of visibility accessibility balancing. That is so
一
cool.
つ一つセットするのが面倒な方はアクセシビリ
Many
ティ
many
の
of you
項
will
目
know
か
that
ら
my
セットで選ぶことも
because
で
this
き
is
ます
this some of this stuff is not easy to program. It's not easy to include. So this is above and beyond. I would not have expected this
ゲー
level
ムは面白くなくなってしまうかもしれませんがそれでも大切なのに
accessibility
なります
for
からね
the. I mean, I would have expected, you know, can we control the level of camera
な
shake
お
and
ゲー
everything,
ム
but
中
also
R スティック
wow,
でカメラ
okay.
を動かせますがガチャガチャと対応しないことをお勧めします酔いやすくなりますので
Yeah, this is wow. Okay, yeah. So for
カービー
me,
のエライダ
as
ーの
like
アミ
a
ーボが発売になります
some of you will know that my favorite game on the Switch too, and one of my favorite games of all time is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I absolutely love it, but there are some people who just can't play that game because
でかいサイズが違いますね
the camera is just it shakes too much, or there's too many particles going on, and it makes me really sad that people who I love can't play the game, and because it makes them ill, and it's just such a shame.
マグネットでガッチリです
But what he's included
マシン
there
とライダーの組み合わせが
with
ゲー
being
ム
able
中
to
に
change
登場
the
し
field of
フィギュア
view
プレイヤー
and
と
the
して走りを
smoothness
学ばせる
and
ことができます
that is going to make a huge difference, because
ライダー
how
が
wide a
育ちます
camera
マ
lens
シンでは
is
ないのですね
can completely change how overwhelming or how smooth
トップメニューに
speed
い
of
た
movement
瀬戸
feels,
物
or
の
how
カービ
close
ー
things
も
feel to you,
ア
or
ミー
how
ボ
far
を
away
読
they
み
feel
込ま
to
せると切
you.
り替えることができます
This is something that working in the film industry I have
もち
to
ろん
bear in mind a
マシン
lot
と
when
ラ
I'm
イダー
changing
は
lenses on
読
the
み込み
camera
が
and
セ
things.
ッ
It's
トに
not
でき
just
ま
what
す
can you see, it's how far away will things look, or how close up will things look.
しかしこんなに豪華な
And
仕
that
様
will
だ
make a
と
huge
あんまり
difference for
種類
people
は
who are
作れ
getting
ないだろう
overwhelmed
な
with all the particles and
なんて
everything. Wow.
思うところも
Okay, so yeah.
あるのです
I've not been talking about the amiibos because I know I want to make a whole other video talking about amiibos. I do think it's neat that there are these amiibos that you can change out with the stars or with the vehicles. What are they called? With the machine. My main I had two complaints about them before. Was A, they're far too, and B, there was only two of them. So now they've kind of fixed the problem that there's only two of them. It looks like we've got 5 characters and 5 vehicles, which is really cool. They're expensive. And makes the problem of them being expensive even worse, because that's, what, $250? That's
本当に
insane.
作るの
You'd have to be like the biggest
こんな時
Kirby
代
Air
が来
Ride
ると
fan
は
to
前作制作時には
spend
考えつかなかったですけれども
$250.
22年前か
I like them, they look really cool, and he
No,
looks really
Conquest
proud of
pushes
them, he
through
looks really
the
happy
Kaikai
looking
card
down
on
at them on the desk. There's got to be
付け
some
替えて楽しむ
real
ことも
sense
で
of
きますこれ
of
が設置
achievement
形
of
態
like 20 odd years ago I made this game and it wasn't sequel, and now I'm making a sequel. And it's cool, I can play with them, I can hold them in my hand, and they have
これが発想
customizability,
形
and
態ホバーで走るんで
I
す
can
ね
understand that he must be so excited about them, and I understand that there will be some people who are looking at them going, I need them.
そろそろ今回の映像の終わりに
But
近
for
づ
me,
い
I'm
ていま
just
す
like, I
が
can't
序盤
imagine
でご
spending
紹介した
$200.
ロードトリップ
I can't.
カービーもデデデもワドルディもスターマンもこぞって
If they
旅
were
を
like
始めるのですが
15 each,
ここ
then
で
yeah, I probably
旅
would
立ち
buy
の
them
き
all
っ
because
か
I
け
think
と
they're
な
not
る
really
オ
cool.
ープ
But
ニング
it's
を
just
見
the
てやってください
pricing.
どうぞ
So often with Switch 2, my problem is it's too damn. The price is too damn high. It's too expensive.
Machines rained down like shooting stars.
Okay.
They were found in all shapes
So is he
and
just
sizes,
showing us the
but with no
entire
ability
opening,
to move on
the
their
entire
own.
opening cutscene?
However, if someone touched them and shared their will, the
Looks like he
engines
is.
sprang to life,
Okay.
and they were able to move
But yeah, no,
with
it's cool that we
incredible
have a
speed.
proper story mode.
These individuals were called writers.
And we're having lore.
Soon,
And it
vehicle
includes
and
Rick
rider
the
pairs
hamster,
were
so
a
that
common
means it's
sight,
awesome.
partnering
Oh,
up
that's
for
cool.
everyday travel, as well as thrilling
This is really
races.
cute and it's really nice. And as I said before, earlier today, it's called this feels like it will be adding a lot more replayability and a lot more longevity for single players, which is good because, as I said, for me, I'm predominantly a single player gamer. Except on special occasions when I can organise multiplayer with my friends, because I don't really enjoy playing online multiplayer very much. So I prefer to organise special occasions for playing multiplayer. This looks so cool. really,
エアライド
really
マシンっ
nice.
てこんな感じで生まれていたの？発表ムービーでカービィがワープスターを叩いていましたよね。昭和のテレビのような直し方だと言われましたが、あれは壊れたものを
Yeah,
叩い
that's
て
true.
直
It
してい
is
る
like
のではなかった。
you fix the TV by
注いで
hitting
き
it
た
and
マ
then it
シンを
lights
捕
up.
まえ、あたかも天下スパークのように、バイクのキックのように意志をつぎ込んでいたわけです。意味があ
Only
ったん
the
ですね。
OGs will remember having to hit your CR2 to make it work.
マシンとライダーが一つになって繰り広げられるちょっと変わった旅路。誰もが主役です。大王も
It's cool.
騎士もホックも
There's something really neat about like seeing like the
誰でも
living
最終地
kind of
点に
living
向かうこ
city
とが
with
できます
multiple characters and vehicles all kind of moving through on machines. Looks cool.
これ
It's
は
kind of bizarre
生命体
and weird that we need lore for, you know, a kind of racing game about
意
Kirby,
志を
but
持つけど動け
it's
ず
fun.
気
It's
が遠く
fun.
なるほどの長い
And
時
it
間を
looks
過ご
like
し
there's
た
a
ゾ
lot
ウ
of
の願い
variety
を中
in
心として
locations and
運命が
you know,
動
the
きます
story is fairly
お後は
wide
本
ranging.
編をお楽しみに。
And the CGI cutscenes are beautiful. They're really nicely done.
カービィのエアライダーのいろいろご紹介してきました。ボリ
Yes,
ュー
you
ム
were.
でかいな。
Yes,
私
that
の
is a
チャン
vast
ネ
amount
ル
of
と地
content.
続きでの制
Jeez.
作となりましたが、前作比10倍以上の工数がかかってい
Yes,
る
as
と
I
思い
said,
ます
highly recommend his YouTube channel for anybody who is even vaguely interested in game design or what goes through people's minds when they're
し
making
か
things
し
and designing
価値ある
things.
ものができたと思うので、ぜひ楽しんでもらえればと思います。
Yeah, I'm very impressed, Sakura. I think it looks fantastic and you've done a really good job presenting it all and I cannot wait for this game. And that top ride mode, I'm sorry, that's still the highlight for me, that top ride mode. Jeez, that's cool. And obviously Rick and the transforming machine. But the level of customizability as well, customization, both in the customizing your machines and your license, but also in the customization of options and accessibility and setting up your garage and wow. There's just so much here. Oh yeah, and there is so much here for me to go over. I'm gonna have to do like a whole episode like deep diving into this properly and analyzing and write a proper script. Rewatch all of this again and I'll rewatch the first one and make notes and then analyze it and talk about it. Jeez. So he said goodbye, but we have that one last thing. This will be some kind of story teaser. Gotta be honest, don't really care about the story, but it's nice that it's there. It's nice that it's there. Ooh, the music is fun. Really colours too. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Obviously, it's a CGI cutscene. It's not being rendered by the Switch 2, but still, that is beautiful. And the music is great. That's the one thing with the Switch 2 that we've had so far. Like, even Mario Kart World, which I've criticized a lot in this, it's still one of the best game soundtracks of all time. Goodness me. Oh. It's all going a bit Transformers the movie here, isn't it? Wow. I meant the 80s Transformers the movie, not the demo event. So we'll be able to play it even before the game comes out. November 8th, 9th to the 16th. I don't have enough time to analyse that properly, but we'll go back and look into it properly.
Hi again, friends. Wow, you watched all the way to the end? Talk about dedication. Thank you for sticking with me this long. I'm sure you didn't cheat by skipping forward a bit, did you? At this point in time, I really hope that you are subscribed and preferably also a member of our free members community. I'd love someone as clearly passionate about gaming as you on our team. Seriously, thank you for watching and come join us for that cool free Mario and Pokemon giveaway and get all the latest news on my indie games first. Again, it's completely free, couldn't be easier. Link in the description, pin comment, and just here at linktree/dailyswitch2. It's linktr.ee/dailyswitch2. Now, I need to get back to part 2 of my Halloween stuff, huh? I've got to take down the decorations. I heard Mariah Carey is nearly defrosted. Cheers, friends. Later.